Hey, I'm Tom.
And I'm Tanner.
Welcome to episode 57 of Bird Squawk.
Wow, there's a lot to cover today. A lot of things are happening around the league as free agency's starting. Well, before we get into that, we have no money for that. So there's
One thing good about it is how he didn't make any ridiculous trades or free agent acquisitions.
Because we can. We got a lot to run through real quick, so we're just gonna run through it.
Go for it.
Start with in-house things. BG extension restructure. Fine.
I like it.
Saves money. If he plays like he played last year for the next 2 years, I'm 100% fine with that. Jalen Mills leaving for the Patriots.
Green Goblin gonna have to change his identity. I don't think he'll be the Green Goblin.
Quick comment on that. I did see he said Superman's cape does not change.
Wow.
Still the Green Goblin.
All right.
See how that goes. But we'll see how. But I know he got some crap. He's not the greatest, but the safety and secondary position gets even thinner. That's something they definitely need to look at. But at the end of the day, thank you for being a cornerback during the Super Bowl run. He was big during that run, if you like him or not. But he's moved on.
There seems to be a lot of love going around for this guy, but
no, people are hating. People are hating, man.
I don't
know. Ertz granted today to look for suitors for a trade. He's been pushing the Eagles to get out.
I'm kind of glad they granted him his walking papers. I mean, gonna miss him. He was a very nice piece for many years, but I hope he goes somewhere and does really well. I mean, it is time for him to walk away from the Eagles, I believe.
I agree. It's been time. I think a lot of people knew it was. It's just coming to fruition more. And then recently coming out, literally maybe like an hour ago before we started recording, Godwin is going back to the Niners and some weird clause with the trade.
Gored us,
Never played because he sat out last year, which is okay. But there was a lot of rumors that we might cut him anyway because of cap. Once again, we're getting close. We still do not have money, but I believe we are getting kind of close to under cap.
I think as of 10 minutes ago, we are officially under the cap.
Wow, that is incredible. What did it cost us, though?
And I did hear a rumor that he could be going back. The Niners are probably going to cut him
too,
and we could get him for a lesser price. I don't know.
Who knows? I mean, I thought, obviously, a lot of people were excited about him last year. He's a good player. Obviously, justified to sit out last season. There's no problem with that. But yeah, maybe we can get him. Who knows? It's the least of my worries right now is getting him back for this team.
What's going on right now with us in free agency has solidified. This is a rebuild.
Yes, because
this is totally a rebuild.
Before we get into the little bit of the Howie Inquirer report, which is very interesting if you guys didn't get to see that. Free agents so far, John Johnson III, rumored to us, went to the Browns. Tyrod Taylor, a possible backup guy.
I mean, let me just say something, though. John Johnson, rumored to come to us, ends up with the Browns. When does somebody ever pick the Browns over the Birds? But
the Browns,
we have become the Browns. I mean, we're under the Browns.
Yeah, so he went to the Browns. Tyrod Taylor, possibly backup situation. He went to the Texans. And also today, Jacoby Brissett, rumored to be a backup guy, went to the Dolphins.
I mean, that backup quarterback situation is drying up. I mean, last story I heard is maybe we're looking at Geno Smith.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, that's where we are. I mean, I would take Studfeld again over Geno Smith.
And I was going to keep this to the end, but we'll do a little division. Also, possible backup guy, Ryan Fitzpatrick, goes to the football team.
I don't really like that. I mean, Fitzmagic is a nice piece for them to pick up.
I mean, for sure, we've talked that they've been a quarterback away. And not saying that Fitzmagic is going to be that quarterback away to take them. But he's definitely a guy that can make them competitive. And if they go out and get someone in the draft in the second round or the third round and try and groom a guy underneath him,
yeah,
that's what the play I would do if I was Washington. But like we said, their defense is good. And Fitzmagic, they're maybe get some pieces on offense. Not saying they're scary, but they definitely have a team now.
Yeah, I would agree. I mean, it's it's tough being in the situation we are. We're looking from the bottom up now, and
Yeah.
it's disheartening. And this organization better have a plan when this draft comes around. We've got a lot of picks, and they got to hit on some of these picks.
Yeah, because a week ago we were talking about the division. You have Dallas up there after Dak, and they're probably going to go all defense in the draft. They're going to be a decent team. Obviously, the football team drafted defense for years, got Fitzmagic. They do something in the draft. I would say those two are the favorites right now.
You know, the piece that scared me is with the football team was they were always dysfunctional. But now that they've got Ron Rivera,
there's a little more order.
I mean, there's stability.
Yeah.
I mean, that dude isn't messing around. He came in, Haskins was gone.
Yeah, like he means business, and those guys. He's a coach that people like to play for. They're gonna play for him, obviously, with cancer last year and beating that. That's a great story. They like that guy, as everyone does in the league. Ron Rivera's a great guy.
And Joe Judge, I mean, he found a way to get the Giants to buy in.
Yeah, I mean, their defense,
winning.
once again, is good, too. Obviously, Daniel Jones is improving. We don't know about that. But it feels, once again, everyone's getting better except us. And it's hard to see that. And
I mean, Doug came out today, too, and talked for the first time.
I saw that. I didn't really get to listen to it or see anything big about it, but...
I mean, he talked about his relationship with Carson, said it wasn't as strained as everybody made it out to be.
Well, I can believe that.
Had high praise for Jalen. Said he outworks everybody. He is going to outwork everybody in the building. Said he went out as a Super Bowl winning coach and hopes that when he comes back, he will get a warm welcome.
Yeah.
If he's on... as a fan, or if he's on the other sideline.
Yeah, he did hint. I did see that he did hint, maybe. I mean, I think a lot of people are already over the whole Doug thing already. I think a lot of people are like, yeah, it's kind of a weird situation how it ended. As we ran through all that run through, I think the big story this week, if you guys got to see, was the Jeff McClain article in the Philadelphia Inquirer about Howie Roseman. Once again, reports. There's some stuff in it that I truly hope isn't true. There's a couple of really disheartening things in it, but it was a very good article, and if you obviously are watching this, you care about the Birds, and you should definitely take a read.
I mean, Howie talking some smack to Lane Johnson.
That's the one that I don't like.
Got some big balls doing that.
From him fighting with Lane in London, from him going against the scouts in the draft, to Lori being upset after we win games because we're not throwing the football or something. From Schwartz being the guy that said, hey, Carson isn't really practicing well. It is really a lot of things to unfold.
I really would love somebody to corner Schwartz and get some info out of him, to what he saw and what was going on, because... that dude just said to hell with it, too, and left,
No, yeah.
I mean, it's head-scratching, really, what's going on with this organization.
It just seems like it's plummeting,
I mean,
even though they're trying to stay afloat.
I'm as season ticket holders, I'm keeping the faith that they have a plan, but they scare the living daylights out of me, with what they're doing.
Yeah.
I don't feel like sitting around waiting 3 years for them to come back.
No, I mean, I agree. And I obviously we'll have to see. And we've been going back and forth of where this is, what we think in lengthwise here each week. But each week either pulls us back in a little bit or pulls us away, kind of like how this week has been.
Well, it just seems like every week there's some other story that's leaking out that now you're hearing this and that wasn't true, and it's just it's crazy.
And to loop back to what you said, if they really are trying, and yes, I agree, they kind of have said, yeah, it's a rebuild, but if they truly are trying to be competitive this year, they 100%, like you said, need to hit on some of these picks.
Because
that's the only way new talent is coming in.
No doubt, these guys that they pick got to be playing.
Because there's no money to go out and get anybody.
Yeah, they got to be seeing the field. So these are going to have to be surefire picks.
Yeah, obviously.
And we're going to know right out the chute, man. We're going to know at number 6.
Yep, what they're doing. And we know what the plan is.
If they stink the place up with that pick, we know,
Because you guys know who we want in that at 6. We got like 5 guys. We've said it 1,000 times. But after, truly, secondary needs to be something that secondary, either safety or corner, is obviously something in the second round that they have to look at.
They've got to bring in some lower tier free agent as well.
Yes, they're going to bring in some veteran guys or like some bums that they're like, yeah, these are good guys. It's like, all right, you're trying. But there's so, like we said 1,000 times, the offense has potential. It's the defense. And with, even though, like I said, Mills isn't the greatest cornerback, and I agree he was burnt most of the time, he still was a guy. He still was a leader, and we lost him. And
yeah, I mean, you see what losing does, though, to organizations. I mean, you see what the Patriots are doing. They're spending some cash.
The Bill is not messing around.
1 year of losing isn't for Bill.
No. Yeah, they're going wild. And like I said, there's teams going out there and doing things. And obviously, I know the Eagles can't do that. And there's no one really, like you said, obviously the John Johnson guy, you were like, maybe something there.
He goes to the Browns. The Browns over us. When was the last time something like that happened?
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot remains to be seen about Sirianni and his staff. That's an unknown as well.
Well, I said that last week. The hiring of Nick Sirianni feels like forever ago, and he hasn't even coached a game yet.
Yeah, I want to get excited, but I just can't.
Because there's too many holes right now, and you see the division getting better, or at least doing things to try and get better. It's going to be competitive this year. It's not going to be as much of a train wreck as last year, I don't believe. I don't know.
I mean, the only thing they really got going for them is that, hopefully by the time the season comes around, this COVID stuff is under control, and people are going to be wanting to be back in that stadium.
No, for sure.
Not to see the product, because I don't think the product's going to be good, but just to be back with the people.
They have a couple of things going. I agree. With the Phillies, the state restricted, they could possibly have 50% capacity at opening day. That's wild. So yes, by football season, definitely can. And the national media does like Jalen Hurts. Like, the Eagles probably still are going to have some freaking primetime games because of Jalen Hurts.
I mean, I'm going to rally behind the kid. I mean, maybe that's one thing I'm excited to see.
Yeah.
Give him a full season here. Let's see what he can do.
It's just, I think
we followed his career at Alabama and at Oklahoma. I mean, he's been a competitor wherever he's been.
Yeah.
I mean, everywhere he's been, he's gotten high praise. I mean,
yes.
It killed Saban to put Tua in there.
Yeah.
And Saban had high praise for Jalen. So, it is a bright spot. We do have some bright spots, but I'm just tempting my my excitement for this season. It just doesn't feel like a normal Birds off season.
Yeah, it just feels like we're leading into who knows what and leading into disappointment. And yes, I know no one thought about it's kind of a similar mood during 2017. Not expecting much, but it's completely different situation in my opinion.
Yeah.
Well, hey, that's it. We had a lot to freaking run through today. As you saw, we hit it all, from free agency to things happening to reports, as always. But thank you guys always for watching. Make sure to follow us on Instagram at birds_squawk. And always like, comment, subscribe. Fly, Eagles, fly.
Go Birds.